Retired Justice Paul Anderson, how long have you been involved in state capitol issues?
Oh, since I was a child. I mean, I fell in love with this building when I came up here as a elementary school student. When I was a student at McAllister, I used to come down here. But I really have been interested in the restoration the last couple of decades, particularly the last decade, when the building was literally crumbling around us. It needed attention, and I thought that I should be involved in the effort to restore it.
Was there controversy when the state capitol was built originally?
Oh, much controversy. The first capitol burned down in 1881. They built a second capitol. The air was stuffy, nice woodwork and everything, but it was inadequate. So within less than 20 years, they planned to build this new capitol. The ideas came together in the late 1890s, and it was dedicated in 1905, more than 100 years ago.
The architect for the state capitol was Cass Gilbert. What is his background?
Well, his background comes out of Minnesota. And he was a internationally known architect by the time of his death. But Minnesota is kind of like the Alpha, the first major, wonderful government building that he built. The Omega, by the way, is the United States Supreme Court building in Washington, D.C., which was dedicated in 1935 when he was over 70.
In modern times, when was the decision made to restore the state capitol?
Off and on, it's been on the agenda for the last probably 2-3 decades. But this is an interesting thing, why I'm so exercised about some of the Republican leadership criticizing the Capitol restoration, whether it's needed. In 2011, the House and the Senate were controlled by the Republicans, and it was they who had the vision at that time to establish a Capitol Restoration Commission. See, the issue around the Capitol is not whether. I mean, that is a bipartisan issue, and the commission was established by the Republicans. Granted, they knew that Governor Mark Dayton would be on board and support it. So I can't understand why the Republicans are talking about whether it should be renovated. They were the ones, and I applaud them for this, who started the process.
Is the new legislative office building part of the whole Capitol restoration project?
Yes, it is, but that's too long a topic for this. What I do want to talk about is the Capitol restoration and Cass Gilbert's vision for that building. Cass Gilbert, by the way, Gilbert was a conservative Republican. He really disliked FDR, you know. The U.S. Supreme Court building is all inundated with these conservative icons that showed his dislike for FDR. But that's a whole other story. But he was a marvelous architect, and his vision was to design this building as the people's building. He wanted the people to come to this building, he wanted them to be comfortable in this building, and he wanted them to come to this building and learn how government worked. He wanted it to be a working building. Over the years, that vision has been chipped away, just as the granite is chipped and the mortar is peeled away and the paintings that you heard. The original purpose of that building has been compromised. And that's what I like about this restoration. They were restoring it as the people's building. Now, you got to kick the senators out of the building if you're going to make it work for Cass Gilbert's vision. But what's going to happen is there's going to be more public space. There's going to be more rooms where the students can meet with their legislators. Also, there's going to be space for both the leadership of the House and the Senate, both majority and minority. There's going to be more restrooms. There's going to be a mother's room. I mean, that's modern society, of what you do it. The building is going to be restored in a way that preserves Cass Gilbert's vision, but is contemporary for the needs of this second decade of the 21st century. It's needed, and it's being done well.
Thank you, retired Justice Paul H. Anderson.